Hello everyone, it's Jilly here from funcraftstodo@home.com, and as usual, if you don't want to hear the voiceover, you can turn the sound down and the subtitles on. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make these European style paper beads using the two-part European style paper bead template that's available in my Etsy shop. And you will find a link to the paper bead template in my Etsy shop on my website, which is www.funcraftstodo@home.com. Once you have the download, all you need to do is print it off on either US letter size paper or UK A4 size paper, and then you're ready to go. But before I get into this week's tutorial, I just want to show you the freebie that I have for you over on my craft website this week. It's a free printable for making these paper bead strips, and with the strips you can make these pretty beads that have got a very warm feel to them. And with the beads you can make this bracelet. And once you've downloaded your file, you will need to print it out. And then once you've printed it out, you can either cut the design with scissors, or if you have a Silhouette Cameo electronic die cutting machine, you can print my design out from the Cameo software, the Silhouette software, making sure that you print the registration marks. And then once you've done that, you can put my design into your Silhouette cutting machine and cut your strips the easy way. And you can see here it really is a whole lot easier to cut your paper bead strips on a Silhouette Cameo than it is to cut them by hand. Once you've cut your bead strips, you will need some kind of bead tool to roll them into paper beads. Now I am using my own 3mm paper bead tool, which you can get on Etsy, but you can use a drinking straw or even a popsicle stick. And once you've rolled them, before you roll them, you need to put some glue stick on the end of the paper bead strip, and there's your bead. And I actually flatten mine before I thread them because they do sit against the wrist much more comfortably when they're flat. And now we need to move on to making the black and gold European style paper beads that you saw at the start of this tutorial. So this is the template in two parts that I have printed off, ready to use. And you need to be mindful that your final bead shape and size will depend on the thickness of the paper or card that you use. For these beads I used this black A4 card from the range in the UK, 210 GSM, and I believe that is around 78 pounds in American paperweight. And I'm using removable glue tape here to make sure that my template does not move when I'm cutting. And you need to make sure that you're really precise with your cuts, because the two halves of the template need to match each other exactly, so you have to get your cuts precise. So there's the top part, and I'm just going to change over and put the bottom part on now. So obviously you're going to start with the bottom strip, and you can see here, look, there's a very slight taper on them. I'm using a 5mm drinking straw, and I'm just checking that my grommets or the bead cores actually will fit, and I suggest you do the same. I'm using a piece of double-sided tape to put onto the straw so that my bead strip will stick on there. And you just basically use the straw as a bead roller. The thing with using a straw is you've got a nice clean hole to get the bead core into. So I've done the first strip and I'm just adjusting it to make sure that it's as I want it. And now here's the tricky bit, because you've got to join on part 2. So you have to be really careful here. Now these stickers that you see on my nails, I've got them there for a reason. I just want to make a point, because we're going to be using these in a moment on the bead. I've had those stickers on for a couple of days. I've done the dishes in them, I've showered, and I've washed my hair, and they have not budged. So the next thing you need to do is obviously to cut the straw, and I actually did this off camera. I'm really sorry, but I just used a pair of scissors. Just cut as close as I could to the bead, and then I put the bead core onto a tapered paintbrush and then put the bead on, as you can see here, so that I could ease it in there. And don't worry if you didn't get the straw cut flush with the bead, because you can just squash it down. I'm just using this tapered paintbrush to kind of stretch it out, smooth the hole out before I put the next metal bead core in. And it's really easy, just slip it in there. Now I haven't glued these, but what you need to do is just put a line of PVA glue on the inside of the grommet. They won't come out, they do fit very snugly, but I would recommend putting glue on there. And then the next thing would be to glaze the bead. I do apologise for the sound effects, we're having some building work done, sorry about that. And I have used a neatest clear gloss. It's probably best to do this before you put the bead cores in, but it doesn't really matter as long as you're careful. And then I use a piece of Florist's Oasis to stick the toothpick in with the bead on to dry. Now these are what you see on my nails. I got these online, and they're generally used in nail butters to decorate nails with. But I've found that when you've got your bead glazed with Anita's clear gloss, these nail stickers, they really cling. They're a bit tricky to get on there. You have to be really careful and, you know, try and keep them in the middle and then smooth them down. They break very easily. While you're putting them on, they can tear quite easily. But once they're on there, they're not going to go anywhere. Well, at least mine haven't. So, that's just one idea for making European style paper beads using my 2-part template. As I said, it's available in my Etsy shop, and you can find a link to my Etsy shop by going onto my website. My website address is in the About section of my channel. It will also appear at the end of this video on the end screen. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and perhaps consider subscribing and hit the bell icon so you get notification of all my new videos. I quite often do have free digital downloads over on my channel. There's lots of free downloads over there. If you go back over my older videos that came before this one, you will find other free printables. Some need a password, however my newest free printables don't need a password, and if you just go over to my website and read the blog posts that go with these video tutorials, you will find the link to the download page. And as I said, this is the one that's over there at the moment, so just go on over to my website and you will see that you can download this if you want to make this bracelet. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye everyone, have a good week and take care.